So, camera. Comments will appear here. ये camera. Hi Aman, can you hear me? A very good evening to all of you, and thank you for joining me at 11 p.m. So this is indeed a late show because it's midnight cravings. Actually, we are pretty early for a midnight, but it's great to have you all here with me in my home kitchen. Hello Mandana, how are you? Sarita, how are you? We'll wait for some more people to join and then we'll start a recipe. So we have around 300 people right now who are watching this. Hi Seema Agarwal, Utkarsh, how are you? Thank you for joining. Miss Sangeeta, warm welcome to my home kitchen. So I guess we should not delay it further, and I have a very exciting recipe today for all of you. So it's great to have you all here. So just a formal introduction. My name is Amit Wadhawan, and I've been chef for the last 25 years. Worked for various brands like Oberoi, Marriott, and in India and in abroad. And I had a stint in Europe for 5 to 7 years, and I did some fine dining Indian restaurants. And it has been an exciting culinary journey. And today I am in my home kitchen for you. It's been 2.5 months. I've got a great experience now to work in my home kitchen, which was the first time, at a long stint. First of all, I want to thank Amul India to give us this opportunity to put, the chefs of all levels and home cooks at a beautiful platform where we come together and share these beautiful recipes. It's such an inspiration for all of us. In fact, I have personally learned so much in last few days watching these beautiful shows from young chefs and of course the home chefs, and some amazing recipes I have been trying. So it's been great. I'll tell you what I'm doing today. I know you all know the name of the dish. It's called Welsh Rarebit. Now some people ask me rabbit. I want to correct. It's not a rabbit. It's rarebit, and it's a classic which I learned when I was a very young chef. In early 90s. It's a canapé which is very, very popular from England. Now this comes from it is eaten in Wales, in Scotland, in England, and this actually has it dates back to 18th century, 19th century, early 19th century. In fact, there are records where the recipe has been found, so it's that original. And of course, I will do it with a little bit of twist, because we need to put a little bit of modern twist, and of course what we have in our kitchen, so we will just chop and change a little bit, but yet it is very tasty. So just to put things in perspective, it's a posh cheese toast. Yes, it is a cheese toast, but of course, since it was served in England in these beautiful pubs, old pubs, so there is a little twist which I'll talk about, and I will run through my ingredients. And of course the beer goes in it. very special beer. So we'll do the recipe with beer. Now, why this was popular? Because in those days, I think the meat was again item which was expensive. It was not easily available. So the dairy was there. So hence this cheese sauce was used to make this beautiful canapé. So now, since we've spoken about what dish I'm going to do, so let me just show you what I have got from Amul. Also want to thank Amul for all the beautiful products they have sent it to me to cook this dish. They are not the original cheese, of course. I'm not using any England cheddar for this recipe. I'm using beautiful Amul processed cheese and mozzarella, and there's a beautiful mix of what I have. So let me show you what I got. So for ingredients for this recipe, I have flour, which is about 2 tablespoons. I've got butter. I've just taken cubes of butter, which is almost frozen. Then I've got some English mustard over here. If you don't have English mustard, you can use any mustard. I have this beautiful LNP sauce. It's a Worcestershire sauce, which I'm going to use as a seasoning. And of course, the good old beer. Traditionally, ale or stout will go, a strong beer will go in this sauce, what I'm going to create for Welsh Rarebit. I have a strong beer here. If you don't want to use beer, you can easily substitute with some apple cider, or you can use a fruit beer. If you are serving this for kids, maybe a fruit beer would be nice. It just basically cuts down the flavor, cuts down the fattiness of cheese. So that's what you need. And then of course, to spice up the things, I've got Tabasco, I've got some parsley as a herb, then paprika, I've got some cream, I've got some grated, it's a mozzarella cum cheddar cheese from Amul. Then I've got some beautiful bread here, which is a multigrain, so we're going to make canapes with that. Now to go on top, I'm doing a lovely salsa. Now this is a twist. Mangoes are in season, so I've cut mangoes into dices. I'm going to make a beautiful salsa which will actually give a good balance to this heavy cheesy dish. So you need to actually balance it out since you're having it at midnight. And of course we've got some chili which has been chopped, and I've got some onion which will go in salsa, and some coriander stem and some coriander leaves with a little bit of seasoning. So these are the Amul products. I have cheese, butter, and of course the mix of diced cheese what I'm using. So I think we should start cooking now. So to start cooking, we just need our pan. So while the pan is getting hot, I have another pan over here which I'm going to use to toast my bread. So let's come here. These are our salsa ingredients. I've got beautiful mangoes, seasonal mangoes which I've diced, and the trimmings what are remaining, I have just blended them into a puree, and I've added the puree with the mango so that they just bind together. We just want salsa to bind together. So in this I'm going to add onion. Now again, it's very optional. If you don't like onion during any time of the day, you can completely skip it. I personally love onion in salsa, and of course there is no salsa without a chili punch. So these are fresh red chili what I have just chopped. Now if you don't have red chili, you can use green chili, you can use some chili flakes. So it's a very flexible recipe. And to give a further fresh taste, I have beautiful coriander, which is fresh coriander which is chopped, and it's chopped with the stem. Always use coriander stem. These are the flavor bomb. I never miss using coriander stems in my recipes. So it goes some salt. I guess that should be enough. Then we add some pepper. Now as I said, why salsa? Now salsa comes from a different part of the word, but that's my little mix and match, because we are doing a heavy cheesy canapé. So a fresh salsa will really cut the fattiness of the cheese, and so it gives a good balance. So now to further enhance it, I'm going to use some LNP sauce, which is Worcestershire sauce. Now this has it's a beautiful blend of spices, and it's got a tamarind extract also. It's a fermented beautiful sauce. It gives a very, very nice flavor, so it lifts the entire thing up. So that's the salsa now, which is ready. Now it's always nice to make salsa in advance because it matures, and we also want to keep this in our fridge so that it gets super chilled. So we're gonna have very, very hot, bubbling, cheesy, toasty, which is Welsh rarebit, and then we're gonna serve a very, very chilled salsa on top. So let's move to the next step. So our pan is hot now. So we'll start working with the sauce. So sauce basically it's a traditional cheese sauce. So we start with the roux. Roux is equal part of butter and flour, which gives a thickness to the sauce. So let's start doing that. So for this I would need about 2 tablespoons of butter.
Chef, we have a question. Molly Shah is asking where we can get this sauce.
Well, all big stores like Modern Bazaar or any big gourmet store which is around your society, you can pick it up from there. It's very easy. It's easily available off the shelf. Very, very easy. So let's come back to the sauce now. Now we have butter which is cooking, which is now we just want to melt the butter. So the butter is melting. Now we have to make sure that the butter doesn't get brown. So we just melt the butter and then we add flour to it. So equal quantity of butter and flour. We are creating a roux. So roux is a binding agent for the Western sauces. The classical mother sauce is what we do. And in fact this sauce is very similar to the bechamel sauce what we make, which is a white sauce which we normally make for pizza. So if you see now, we are whisking the butter and flour nicely. Now here the flame can be lower down. We just want to make sure that the flour doesn't get color. We have to cook the flour slowly and it doesn't get color, but you can. Now I can smell that the flour is already cooked, but the color is still nice and pale. It has not browned. So at this time we just bring it off the flame. Now we add the next ingredient, which is mustard. So in goes the mustard. I would put a 1/4 teaspoon of English mustard. If you don't have English mustard, you can use any other mustard which is available at home. So just mix the mustard, again bring it back on the flame. Now I would add my favorite LNP sauce. So just a couple of dash of LNP sauce. This is a beautiful flavor, I must tell you. And we'll talk a little bit more about that a little later. So just mix this nicely, bring it off the flame. And the magic, beer. So as I said, the beer is optional. If you don't have beer, you can use fruit beer, you can use apple cider. Apple cider will actually give a good kick to the sauce. It balances the cheese very, very well. So now the beer is in. So now we just kind of mix in everything properly. Make sure you have a good whisk handy. Now let's put the next ingredients now.
Chef, we have another question. Can balsamic sauce replace LNP sauce?
Yes, we can. So the idea is to cut the fattiness of the cheese. So absolutely no problem. If you have a balsamic, just reduce the quantity of balsamic. And again, it's as per your taste. If you like a little sour, if you like more sour, so you can put maybe instead of 1/4 spoon, you can use just a couple of drops of balsamic, and that's it. So I hope that answers your question. So that's a very nice question, I must say that. So after this, I'm going to add some cream. So I have got about 1/4 cup of cream. So cream goes inside. As you see, it's a beautiful sauce. It's coming up together very, very nicely. I'll just keep these aside so that we have space. Very good. So let's now bring it to boil, a quick boil. We have to make sure that everything is mixed properly. So the next ingredient which I'm going to put is my salt. Obviously we have to season the sauce. And maybe a little bit of pepper would be nice. A little bit of black pepper crushed. That comes on side. So again mix it. So see, it's getting beautifully, it's bubbling away. It's getting thick, and I would add now the next ingredient, which is the sinful cheese. So this is a mix of mozzarella and cheddar from Amul. It's a mix of, you know, we get a packet like this, diced cheddar and mozzarella. It's a blend. I think it's a great mix to do pizzas and sauces, but I would also add a little bit of processed cheese, what we have here. That also gives a good taste. Now we are all used to processed cheese. The chili cheese toast what we eat in India is processed cheese. So I would definitely put this little bit. If you get a hand on Gouda, which is also a great cheese which Amul does, I think that also would be really nice. So let's just put a little bit of processed cheese now. So just grate some processed cheese. We have to make sure that the sauce is nice and thick. So just mix it well. So if there are any latecomers, people who have just joined us, my name is Amit Wadhawan. I'm doing a Welsh rarebit, which is a midnight snack, and for that I have made a cheese sauce over here. So the cheese sauce is very thick. We've created a bechamel, which is we made a roux, and then we added some cream, some beer, and some seasoning, and we made a cheese sauce, which is basically a derivative of bechamel, and then we've thickened it with some cheese, Amul cheese. Now this blend is now ready. Let's taste this. Very important. So the recipe would be there in the link. So if you have missed the initial bit, you can see the recipe. You will see the quantities. Wow. Yeah. So as you see, the sauce is very thick now. So it's perfect to go on the bread now. So let's start the next process now. Keep these things aside. Beautiful gifts from Amul. So we go on to our bread. Very nice bread. Now bread could be of your choice. I'm using a beautiful multigrain here. If you have if you have a sourdough bread, any crusty bread, you can use that. And if you don't have, if you even have a white bread, it's fantastic. It's really nice. So now I would like to cut the bread a little thicker. So let's remove the first slice on a side. Now at least this thick. I mean it's about slightly less than an inch. So this gives a nice crusty toasty. Now if you want to have a bite size, maybe you can cut the bread even smaller, but I'll make 2 of these. So let's bring them on a pan. Now the sauce is already it's cooked, so we can switch it off and put it aside for further use. In fact, bring this here. So now we need to toast the bread on both sides lightly. So let's see how it goes. Meanwhile, if you have an oven in your kitchen which has a grill, you can have the grill on, because we want to grill these cheese bread in the oven. Now if you don't have a grill in your oven, or if you don't have an oven, you can actually do the process in this pan only, where you would just cover the pan with another pan, so that with the heat, you know, the cheese gets melt. But to get a beautiful color, you would need a grill. So I was talking about this LNP sauce. Now this comes from Worcestershire. Worcestershire is a place in England, and it was actually developed by 2 chemists. You know, and LNP is their names, Mr. Lee and Mr. Perkins. And it's a great blend. It's a great blend of molasses. It's got tamarind, it's got herbs, it's got spices. So it's phenomenal. It goes very, very well with steaks, burgers. You want to do a chili con carne, you want to do any kind of dish, goes very well. So coming back to the bread, I think we got a nice color. Now this can be the base. Now we bring this on a side, and we start putting our cheese sauce on top of it. So let's now, in fact, just to make it a little more richer, I think we're gonna apply some butter. Now there is a reason why we do butter. Just a little bit of butter. It's a Amul butter which I'm using, our favorite. So the butter is applied because we don't want the cheese sauce to make our bread soft. So it's a beautiful, there's a layer which comes in between. So that goes here, and now we can do our cheese sauce. Now just make sure when you're doing this, you have your grill nice and hot. As you see, you would need a thick sauce. And if something, it just drops out from the bread, if it's on the pan, it's okay, it gets crisp. It's actually a beautiful texture to eat. So just coat it nicely, like that. I would love to put a little bit of paprika on top. And yeah, Tabasco we can do later. And let's put this now under the grill. So we have a grill nice and hot. Now we just want this to bake for just a couple of minutes, maybe 2-3 minutes, till the time we start seeing the cheese bubbling away. It looks beautiful. So I can see a lot more people have joined. We have Crescenta. Hi Crescenta, good to see you. You promised me you will be here. So great to see you. Now traditionally, as I said, this would be done by cheddar cheese. English cheddar is great. You can use a mild cheddar or a strong cheddar. You see the sauce is actually bubbling away. So we just want a little bit of browning on top. It's a very easy, quick sauce and a quick snack. And believe you me, if you're having a beer, if you're working late, midnight, and you crave for a beer or you crave for a drink and a quick snack, this is something which is very easy. I mean, we've grown up eating cheese toast, in school, in colleges, and now also sometimes it's a little different take on that. Adding a little bit of beer and Al-Dente sauce really lifts it up. And then we're going to finish it with some mango salsa. So I guess it's getting a good color now. Another couple of minutes. So as you know that I have used a cheese sauce here, which was made with LNP, which was made with mustard. It had Amul cheese, cheddar and mozzarella mix, and I've added some processed cheese as well, and I had a beautiful bread. Used butter, Amul butter, to toast it. So these toasties are looking already very, very good. Yeah, so now we just move to our next step. We just bring everything on a side. Maybe just keep the bread over here. Here we go. As you see, we have a beautiful Welsh rarebit ready. Now to make it even better, we just do a little bit of marking, which is traditionally done in the pubs. We add a little bit of Tabasco. Nice spicy Tabasco. You want to skip it, it's completely up to you. And then I would love to put a little bit more Al-Dente sauce on top, and that's the magic we have created.
Chef, we have a question. Can the microwave also be used, if not oven?
Right. So the whole idea of using oven is that we are grilling it. So if your microwave has a grill, yes, you can, because it's already cooked. You just have to grill. So yes, so a little bit of parsley on top as a garnish. And I need a plate now to serve this. So just to make it easy, I'm going to cut this into smaller bites. It's nice and crusty. And then let's serve it on the plate. Here we go. So I guess 2 pieces right now on the plate will be good. So let's keep it here so that you guys can see. And then as I said, this is my take on it. A little bit of salsa would be nice. So the salsa has come up very, very well. So let's mix it beautifully. I've added the seasoning to it. Actually, the entire flavors have blended very well. Okay, so let's serve this on top. A little bit of salsa on Welsh rarebit. So here we go. So that's a quick and easy night snack, and I hope you enjoy this with your friends, with your family, with the children, and I hope you enjoy cooking it. Believe you me, I had a trial. I tried this in my kitchen for the first time, and I could not stop at one. And it was we just had 2-3 rounds eating this. It's really beautiful recipe, very simple to do, and I'm sure anybody can cook this. Even children would love to make this. Don't give them a fruit beer. The adults can have it beer. It's fantastic. So it's great to have you all here. So my recipe is finished. If there are any questions, I'm happy to answer. I hope you enjoyed the session. So Aman, thank you very much. I see a lot of people joined me, and Ruchira Upul, thank you. Sukhamrit, thank you very much from Canada. Wow, good to have you. And Kumar, thank you very much. Utkarsh, thank you. Really enjoyed working on this recipe, and thank you very much for being awake midnight and being with me. And I see people from a lot of places from different parts of the world have joined. So thank you very much for this session, and I wish you good night. Thank you.